Hi you guys, this is Jess, the Plus Size Beauty, and I'm coming to be the eyebrow tutorial. The first thing you're going to use is your spoolie, your brush, aloe vera gel. I'm not sure if this is right, but this is just how I do it. I set my eyebrows with the aloe vera gel. They help them stick in place, I guess. This is not something I learned from someone. This is just something that I started doing. So I'm not really sure if this is necessarily correct, but I do it anyways. So you just let that dry. You're going to get your spoolie. That is the mirror that I use because I'm not in my bedroom. But you're going to use your spoolie or your brush first and just brush your hairs upward in the pattern that in which they grow. You're just going to take your time doing that. You want to do both eyebrows. I cannot stress how important this method is because it's going to blend well with the powder. And yes, we are using powder today. I don't use eye pencils. Then you're going to take your spoolie. This really gets the smaller hairs and really defines how you are brushing your hairs in the right direction because it's going to get everything that the brush didn't get. You don't have to use both of them, but I do. As you can see, my eyebrow hairs are really, really long, really long. So then I just take my brush again and I'm just going to brush them up. And after a while, you will see me go across the top to kind of just brush them, give me a good defined line to follow when I'm using the powder. So that is what I'm doing here. Just get them really, like I said before, getting a really good line across the top. Just something that I can follow because I don't do the typical outline of the eyebrow. I think it gives you a more natural look when you just fill it in the brow and then just go back in and clean it up and define it with the foundation because I don't use concealer, especially when I'm not doing a full face. Because it irks me the most to see all that highlight around someone's eyebrows and they have no foundation on. Just do something that's going to give you a natural look that's going to blend with your skin. So that is what I'm doing here. It's going to take a minute. So take it, just give me some time, This is my first tutorial, you guys. So that is what I have done. Now, you're going to take your angled brush. I didn't have my other one with me because I was getting ready to go somewhere. I was rushing. So your angled brush, excuse the makeup palette, but that is the LA Colors eyeshadow palette. I will have it in the description below. I use the medium brown color. It works best. I use black at the very tip of my left brow because it is sparse at the tail. So let the aloe vera dry. It doesn't take long. Make sure they're dry by touching it, as of course. And you're going to go ahead and proceed to use your angled brush to fill in the powder in your brows. I start by filling in the sparser areas first, and then I just do my ends later. But I go from the sparser ends, which are the middle for me, with the brown color. And I just brush it in to the eyeshadow in the direction of the eyebrow. Excuse me, not eyeshadow, the eyebrow powder into the eyebrow in the direction that it grows. So it's just a very tedious method. It's not hard to do. Just follow it. Just take your time and follow the brow itself. It pretty much guides you. When you follow this, it actually helps where you don't have to use so much foundation because you're just filling in the powder where it's needed. And unlike a pencil, it's not such a darker line, a harsher color there. It's not so blocky and oily looking. It really gives you a natural look. Like I said before, just filling your brow as it grows. If you get a little powder above or below or a little fallout, don't worry about it because you're going to clean it up with your foundation. Or if you just want to use concealer, which I hate. But if you want to use concealer, that's what you're comfortable with. I go back in with my brush. And I just brush and distribute the color throughout the brow as well. This helps also with fallout and the powder not being packed on your eyebrow. It just gives you a more smoother, natural look. So my right brow is not hard to do at all, y'all. Like the left brow is the one that's going to give me the most trouble. For some reason, it grows weird. And it has always grown weird. But, it is what it is. So I just take my smaller brush. You will see me. I have 2 angled brushes. I didn't show them on camera, but these are the ones that I use here because, like I said, I was rushing. But you want a good brush because it's going to help distribute the powder better. And like I said before, I just brush the product in, make sure I don't have any fallout or anything that could potentially fall on my clothes or rub and make it smudge. Going to the next brow. I go back into my palette. I need to buy another one. This is the palette I have been using, not the same exact one, but this is the color, the same color I have been using for years as it's the LA Colors. I would have the name of the exact palette. It's been so long, y'all, since I've looked at the name. I just know what to buy when I buy it. Yes, the mirror is in the way. I apologize. But I do, like I said before, I go back into the brow. With that powder, distribute it evenly throughout the brow. I always start in the middle or wherever the eyebrows are sparse at, and then distribute around that area to kind of get a good blend. So that is what I do. So yeah, I'm distributing the powder throughout the brow, as you can see. I was showing you guys where my eyebrows grow fronty at. So in that area where I need a little bit more backup, I use a little bit of black. Listen, just a little bit. Blow it. I cannot tell you enough, because if you put a light, it's going to be super black and it's going to be dark and it's not going to blend well. It's not going to look good at all. So as you can see in that little gap, I just fill it in. It may be a little bit above the brow line or below it, but like I said before, you're going to clean that up. And as you can see, it fills in very well, very well. So this is what I do with my brow. I go back in with my brown. I didn't use any more black. I go back in with my brown, kind of go ahead and fill in the rest of the brow. It may be a little darker on camera because my lazy eye, but it's okay. Like, we all have our deficits, but it's going to look a little bit dark on camera, but they're pretty much even. And as I will show you later in just a few seconds, it's going to look okay. But I want to make sure that I really get that powder into the brow. As you can see, it's filled. Yes, she's gorgeous, honey. Take your brush, distribute the powder evenly throughout the whole brow. This, like I said before, it prevents fallout. It prevents smudging throughout the day. Go back over the top. Make sure the hairs are smooth. And there you have it. That's the way you fill in your brows. Now, I'm going to show you in just a few minutes how to clean it up, because you want it to be crisp, okay? You want that good crisp look. So I go back in, brush the hairs into place, and make sure I got an even blend. And I'm going to get my other angle brush. I have a smaller one that I should be picking up in just a few minutes. That is going to give you that full defined look in the beginning of your eyebrows. I can't think of the word I'm looking for now, but I must have saw something I needed to blend, because I'm not really sure what I was doing at that point. I think maybe I may have saw a little bit that sparser area. And like I said before, you can go in and fill in, but you just don't want to keep filling. If you're not used to filling your eyebrows, don't do it too dark, because it's easy to mess up. I promise it is, okay? And your eyebrows don't have to be perfect. I promise it doesn't. So, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I went back over there because I noticed that the other eyebrow is going to be a little bit darker. Like I said before, I used to do it in another mirror, but I'm doing it at my kitchen table. So you see that both of them are done. Now you're going to take your smaller angle brush. Before that, though, you want to get those beginning hairs. I'm going to call them beginning hairs in this video. I cannot think of the word right now. It is 12:06 in the morning, so forgive me for not using the proper terms, but you want to start in the beginning of your eyebrows, the inside of your eyebrows, and make sure those lashes are really brushed out before you start defining them. Take your angle brush. You don't want too much brow powder on this brush. If you feel like you're using too much, blow it, because you don't want the blocky look. If you think that you're using too much, take your finger, wipe it off, because I'm telling you, you don't want to be the person with the dark inner eyebrows. It looks bad. It doesn't photograph well. It's too dark. It's too thick, and your eyebrows don't grow in that way, in that shade, the ombre. So make sure you have that done. Now, I forgot my other angle brush. That's why I said I only had two, but I used to have three. I use foundation. It's a Lauder Double Wear. And that's a bottle that is almost empty that I use. So I was probably tapping the cap to get some in the cap, because I don't like sticking the brush inside the container. But you're going to get ready to clean up your eyebrows. So I would suggest, if you're not used to doing it, get you 3 brushes, angled brushes, but you want that brush to be really defined. You don't want it too fluffy because it's not gonna be crisp. So you want a good defined brush, and you can take your brush, and if it's older, make sure that brush is really, really crisp. Okay, I can't think of another word to say right now. Make sure it's really, really crisp, clean, and it's going to give you a good line. You don't want a fluffy brush at the bristles are going to just flare out, because you're going to have all your product wasted and all your time too. So as you can see, make sure you have just enough product on it. I just tap it off on the cap. I do one eye at a time, as you can see. And what I do is I go right up under the eyebrow, the natural brow line. I'm not making a new brow. I go up under my natural brow line, okay? So you're going to go an even sweep. Sometimes I do 1 stroke. I try to, but sometimes I may stop and take my time because I don't want to mess up and do 2 or 3, you know. But you want to do 1 good even stroke, okay? And then I may go back in. I can't remember exactly what it is. Yeah, you go back in and pull that product down so that it does not bleed into your crisp line that you just created. And you're going to clean up your brow. Then we'll go across the top, as you will see. Okay? So then you're going to go over the top, right? So you're going to take it and do the same thing. Do not touch your brows. You're just cleaning. So you're going with the natural brow line, okay? The natural brow line. Do not make your brows smaller, okay? Because some people make them so low on your forehead that it doesn't look right. So the natural brow line, 1 good even stroke. That time I did 2, but usually I do 1. Unless my angle is off. And you're just going to go on top of the eye. Now, and I'm going to go back in, as you can see, and clean it up. And give it some shape right there. You see it? And just clean it up. You don't want it too thick. You don't want that potato wedge look, okay? There you go. You see, define, on point, okay? See how well that cleans up. It looks natural. It looks like your eyebrow grows that way. So, like I said before, I go back in and I clean it up. I make sure that it's clean and it's crisp. It's not overly powerful. It looks natural. Okay, this is something that you're wearing every day. Especially when you don't have a full face of makeup. I promise you don't want that look. Okay. So now going to the next eye. Your eyebrows do not have to be exact. I know you have heard this before. It's very cliche. Your eyes are twins, but they are not identical. They are fraternal twins. They do not have to look the exact same. If they look the exact same, I'm telling you, it looks weird. Okay? So, let me put my phone on silent because it just totally beeped in the video and I don't want to record over. So, you're going to go up under your your natural eyebrow line. Just follow what feels natural with a steady hand. 1 easy sweep. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bravo. Okay, and you just want to distribute that product so it don't bleed. You don't have to do it all the way right now, but you want to get the extra product from there because it will bleed, or it can set if something happened and it dries and you have to go do something and you don't want to have all that product there and it dries to the eyebrow. So go ahead and clean it up. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. So yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. When you start feeling yourself, when you start seeing things come together. Now you're gonna go over the top. Same method as the right. Go over the top. Good, clean sweep, honey. Good, clean sweep. If you have to stop and define, I'm showing you how to do that. But I usually just do 1 sweep. But I'm showing you how to fully define. Because everybody doesn't have a steady hand to do that 1 line. But very. So I said no because it's not quite. I don't like the line. You don't want your eyebrow line to come to that far down. You want it to be natural. There you go. Okay? And there you have it. Very clean. Clean it up. Make sure it's good. If you need to add more definition, you can right there. Like I said, but it's a natural brow. And you can always go in and clean it like I'm doing and give it some more, a more defined feel to it. Because you don't want them to be blocky. I don't know what I was saying in there, but I know I was feeling it. Now you're going to take your angled brush. This is an angled powder brush, eyeshadow brush, but I use it because it's fluffy enough and it's angled, so I can just easily clean my brow up. Do not wipe your powder off, okay? Make sure you're only getting the foundation, okay? Do not knock your product off, because it's going to be like all your efforts of getting that perfect brow is wasted, okay? So make sure that you get that really clean, honey. There you go. See? That is how you do a brow. That is how you get a natural brow. It looks natural. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look too dark. It looks like it grows out of your skin, out of your pores. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, but you clean it up. Clean it up. Make sure it's really clean. That is why I say I use foundation instead of concealer, because concealer is going to give you that highlight. And if you're not wearing foundation, sweethearts, we can tell. Stop doing that, because some people do way too much concealer and it looks like clown makeup, okay? Foundation gives you a natural look that is going to blend with your skin, because when it sets, it blends all day, especially if that's all you're wearing, okay? And there you have it, a nice brow. Of course, you do this finger swipe. You're not supposed to do that because it can cause you problems with your skin from the oils on your finger. But hey, listen, I've been doing it for years, okay? That is me. Okay, I take my brush and I go back in just a little bit. This is a step that I do not suggest you losing it if you don't know how to fix your brow back, because you can mess your brow this way, mess your brow up this way. But I do this because I want to make sure my brows are laid. Okay, so I go back in, make sure my hair, especially the inside of the beginning of your brows, those beginning brows. I'm gonna start calling that beginning brows. I like to have a good ombre. Okay, so there you have it. There you go, sis. There you go, ma'am. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that, darling, is your brows, okay? Very defined, very natural. There are my lashes. I will put the description in the comment section, or the description section, I guess is what you call it. But I will put the name of those lashes. LA Colors is my favorite lash glue. Y'all can have the other brands. I use LA Colors. I've been using it for years. The other brands break me out and cause blepharitis in my eyes. So I stick with what I know, okay? Beautiful set of lashes. They're not too thick. They just look like that because they're in the packaging, but they're not too thick. I was trying to show y'all how they look. Hopefully it's zoomed, but yeah, we're gonna put that on in just a second. I don't know what's on my hair scarf, y'all. I'm sorry. I keep looking at it in the video, so I know y'all gonna notice it. It's cool though. Just put the glue on your lashes. And I will say, get lashes that fit you, because if you don't, they're not gonna look right. I have a certain number that I like to use. Unfortunately, the store that I got them from today didn't have that number. But get you a good pair of lashes that are not extremely heavy or too thick, because the 20 mm lashes, 25 mm's are too heavy for everyday wear. They are not intended for everyday wear. They just sell them every day for people that don't know any better. But they will snap your eyelashes off and cause them to shed, because the weight of them is too heavy. So I know people love the heavier lashes, the thicker 25 mm lashes. I'm telling you right now, they are not good for your lashes. I promise you, they're not for everyday wear. You just want a nice lash enhancement. I never get the first application right, so excuse me. I always get it wrong every time, and I cannot use that tool. So I am one of those people that do it with their fingers. But if you can use the tool, it's more professional. And if I was doing it on a client, if I were still doing makeup, I would definitely use tweezers for the tool. But I mean, hey, it's me. So make sure to lay the lash down. You horseshoe the lash, meaning bend it so it is shaped better to the eye, fit the eye better. And just lay the lash down as like so. And I needed some time to put everything down, so I kind of went off camera, but it's okay. Kind of went off camera, but it's okay. It's okay. I do not know what's on my hair scarf, y'all. I think I was eating popcorn or something and I touched it. I don't know. But there you go. Like, just make sure it's laid pretty, very neat, not too much product on it. The tackier the glue gets, the easier it lays. But there you go. Very pretty. Oh, look at her. Coming to life. We're bringing some form there, you know. You're just making yourself pop a little bit. There you look at it. Definitely love it. Definitely love the look. I'm a perfectionist. The lash was on, y'all. I don't know why I kept bothering it. The lash is laid. I like for myself. My biggest fear is for my lash to blow off. But there you go. There you have it. Very clean application. Okay. Next eye. I always have problem out of my left eye, just like my eyebrow. Always. The left eye just won't do right. Okay. So I don't know what I'm singing, but I must was really into it today. Like I don't know. So bear with me. We're almost finished, you guys. Like we literally are almost to the end of the road. I'm not sure what I'm doing. It's taking me so long. I'm sorry. I would fast forward, but we're almost at the end of the video. Just follow me, follow me, follow me. Okay. And I didn't want to fast forward on the first tutorial. From now on, I will, but I didn't want to fast forward because I want to try to get the full look of the application. Now, if I wasn't on video, I probably would have finished in like 15 minutes, but I wanted to take my time to really give y'all a good show, a good description on how I do. There you go. Okay. A good lay, but it's not going to do right. As always, I needed my mirror. It was a good lay, but it's not going to do. So, there you go. There you have it. There you go. It's almost on there. Take your time. You don't rush with your lashes because, I mean, you don't want them to one day blow off. And they're not tight enough. But there you go. Like, that is putting on lashes is easy if you take your time. Don't try to rush it because when you rush, it's not that it's hard. It's just that you're rushing. And just make sure it's laid on there. Get you a good application on. The tackier the glue gets, the better, easier the application is. I promise. And we're almost through. We're almost through. Wow. Hold on, just a couple more minutes. We're almost to the end of the road. There she go. There she go. And this is very natural. I'm not going to do any lipstick or anything. I'm just going to do some lip balm. The Cocoa Care lip balm is just coconut. I think it's shea butter. Shea butter or coconut oil. One of the two. I will put it in the description as well. But that is what. There you go. Hey, darling. Hello, ma'am. But that is totally beautiful. Hello, gorgeous. Yes, ma'am. And we are done. But I will put the description of the lip balm that I use. It's some of the best. Everybody I tell about it, they fall in love with it. Make sure your corners are sealed because you do not want your corners coming up the inside of your eye. They are, especially when your hairs are really short. They're already short, but when you're really thin, there you go. There you go. And I am feeling myself. I am done. Everything looks good. I don't know what I was singing. But yeah, there you go. The lashes are on, the eyebrows are done, and we finna be out the door in just a few minutes when I get dressed. Love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Hope you have a wonderful week if you're watching this week. Bye. Love you. And there you go. JessicaFordBeauty.com. Jessica Ford on Facebook. Jessica Ford Beauty on IG.